President invites Black Panther star to Guyana. Minibus driver busted for viral photo. And Exxon ramps up oil production. I am Noriko Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. The president has written a letter to Guyana-born actor Letitia Wright, congratulating her on her successful career, and more so, her acclaimed role in the Black Panther movie and its sequel. He also invited Wright to visit Guyana at her earliest convenience. Letitia Wright was born on October 31st, 1993, on the west side of the Demerara River. However, her family moved from Guyana to London, England, when she was 7 years old. 38-year-old suspected Guyanese drug trafficker Dennis Edwards, aka Death. Oh, what's a call name, Death? Anyway, Dennis Edwards has been extradited to the United States to face drug trafficking charges after he was denied entry to the Dominican Republic on Monday. Edwards has since been charged and remanded in an indictment from 2012 with conspiring to import 5 kilograms or more of cocaine from St. Martin into the United States. Edwards faces a minimum penalty of 10 years in prison and a maximum of life in prison, and a maximum fine of $10 million. The new sub-office of the Guyana National Bureau of Standards in Lethem Region 9 officially opened its doors on Wednesday. The GNBS will be better equipped to offer its main services to the locals thanks to the updated and expanded facilities. Product monitoring, measurement, verification, and training are some of the initial services that will be offered. The GNBS inaugurated its 9th sub-office across the administrative areas around the nation. This Lethem office, that is. The GNBS will soon have a presence in Mabaruma Region 1, thus completing all 10 regions of the nation. The MT Tradewind Passion, the Panamanian vessel that collided with the Demerara Harbor Bridge last month, must be handed over to its owners under certain restrictions, the High Court ruled. Additionally, a $245.5 million Ghana dollar limited liability underwriting order was also approved. The ship's owner, Kanama Trading, and the defendants were given permission to use limited liability as a defense against the property damage claims, according to the High Court. Additionally, it was mandated that a limitation fund in the amount of $245.5 million Ghana dollars be established by a letter of undertaking before the ship can be released into their custody. This must be done by November 25th. In other boat-related news, 10 workers from the Transport and Harbours Department will go to Calcutta, India to get training aboard the MV Mahalisha, a brand new ferry. The vessel is being constructed by Indian Defence Public Sector Enterprise Garden Reach Shipbuilders Limited. Wow, what a name. Under a US $12.77 million grant/line of credit sponsored by the Indian government. From December 3rd to the 7th, 2022, the 10 employees will be in India receiving the training. 2 Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineer Limited officials are now in Guyana managing the last-minute preparations for the ferry's arrival, which is anticipated in January. You're a hard-working truck owner. That's why you need only quality parts for your truck. But you might be asking, Noriko, now how will I ever afford them? Well, my friend, you need to go to Powered Automotive. They stock parts for Mark, International, Bedford TM, and all models of Cummins engines. Treat your truck right. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 6970171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. The driver of a Route 40 minibus was arrested and had his vehicle seized after a photo of an overcrowded minibus with a schoolboy hanging from the rear was circulated on social media. The Ghana Police Force stated in a release that it had a zero-tolerance stance for any sort of road lawlessness. Their words, not mine. The minibus driver was charged with driving while ineligible for a road service license, failing to provide a revenue license and fitness certificate, driving a tinted vehicle, and violating the required level of fitness. However, seeing as that's a child, I'm surprised he didn't get a child endangerment charge, but hey, whatever, I'm not the lawyer here. On Wednesday, GWI signed contracts worth about $6 billion Ghana dollars for the modernization of 12 water treatment facilities. The modernization of the facilities is consistent with GWI's ambitious plan to provide purified water to at least 90% of the population within the next 2 to 3 years. Virgin Nugent in Region 3, Better Hope, Monrepo and Friendship on the East Coast, Eccles and Grove on the East Bank, Cotton Tree on the west coast of Berbice, and New Amsterdam and Port Morant in Region 6 are all under the catchment areas which will be serviced by the upgrade. In October of 2022, GWI signed $8.5 billion in contracts for 7 new water treatment plants in communities along the coast. 60-year-old security guard Almadine Gobin Modem has been detained by the police for his drunken pursuit of a female parent at the Bohemia Primary School in Region 6 on Monday. According to police, Modem raced onto the grounds of the school, cutlass in hand, looking for a female parent he says owed him money. He was taken into custody early this morning. On Tuesday, 32-year-old Sherwayne Underwood was stabbed to death during an argument over bushweed in Parfait Harmony. According to the police, Underwood and his neighbor were drinking and smoking when the neighbor called the man's stuff bushweed. Being thoroughly insulted, Underwood threw a punch at the man, which then triggered a fight that ended with the suspect fatally stabbing Underwood once in the chest before fleeing. However, the suspect is currently in police custody. The body of 29-year-old land surveyor Terrence Thomas has been found. Thomas and 34-year-old surveyor Jermaine LaRose had went missing last week after their boat sunk in the Upper Mazaruni River. According to the police, Thomas's body was found near Mbaimadai Landing in Region 7. An autopsy is expected to be performed today. Meanwhile, the search is ongoing for LaRose. Days after 26-year-old teacher Dharmini Prasad collapsed and died while on duty, an autopsy revealed that she died of a heart attack. Myocardial infarction brought on by a coronary blockage and atheroma was identified as the cause of death in the autopsy performed on Tuesday. On Wednesday, her body was sent to her family so they could bury her. Now for today's oil update. On September 28th, Guyana's oil production reached nearly 392,000 barrels per day, the highest level since production began. According to the Ministry of Natural Resources Petroleum Management Program, output from the Destiny and Unity FPSOs peaked on September 23rd at 151,130 and 240,860 barrels of oil per day respectively, with 10 FPSOs projected to be operational in the starboard block by the end of the decade. Guyana's output will easily exceed 2 million barrels of oil per day at current ramp-up rates. It's November, which means it's officially robbery season. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale, this is 2016 Toyota Crown Athlete. It comes with Bluetooth monograms, new tires, TV, CD, stereo fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cars for $9.95 million, or pay as low as $1.99 million down with around $170,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Or visit the showrooms at 171 Pitoroshi, Queenstown, Alatu, Lamashi, and tell them Enrico sent you for this sweet deal. Now for our Uncut News Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose the question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it list was. Last night I asked if the NGSA should be scrapped. Richard Singh says the entire education system in Guyana needs to be changed. A lot of stuff I was taught in school is now outdated, and I'm pretty sure they are still teaching it to the children today. All that money they're supposedly pumping into education every year, and still the system does not change. Indeed, I noticed that as well. And finally, Bantu King says change the education system and stop marginalizing the children. Indeed.
As an independent online news entity, being politically objective can cost you a lot of money in lost sponsorship opportunities. That's because most local companies are often too scared to associate themselves with a news entity that is uncompromising with the truth. We do appreciate our sponsors, as their support is what has allowed us to maintain our integrity without fear and remain dedicated to you, our viewers. Every night, thousands of viewers rely on Uncut News because they are tired of the biased and poorly presented mainstream media in Guyana. But to truly compete, we need your help to grow Uncut News from being the most watched online news to the most watched news in Guyana, period. Help us by becoming a monthly subscriber today. There are special rewards at every subscription level, including your name in the credits, personalized gifts, and more. Your monthly contribution helps us to stay independent by spending less time worrying about paying the bills and more time on keeping you informed. So click the link in the description of this video and become a subscriber today.
Now for tonight's question. Have you seen an increase in inflation over the last month, or are things about the same? And if so, have you had to change any of your spending habits and how? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying good night, folks.